Hello, everyone. I'm Mario Florio from NBC10. Welcome to a Food Podcast, the place you can come to hear all about the great things happening on the local food scene, the wonderful restaurants we have, the local companies making delicious food products, the fun community events that highlight local cuisine. Joining me now is mine and everyone's favorite chef, Frank Terranova from Casa Cooking, as we go into the Thanksgiving holiday with some tips and advice and answering the commonly asked questions. Thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome, Ari. How are you?
I'm doing good. So let's talk about the feasting day. Are there any big trends that you're seeing this year?
I haven't really seen trends. I've seen that the turkeys come out probably 4 weeks ago, and they were putting a limit on the amount that you could buy at the time. So if you go to a store and they said you can only buy two, well, you go tomorrow and buy two, or you can go the next day and buy two. So I don't know what their philosophy was on that. I've seen them a lot cheaper this year than last year, which you hear all the hoop-de-doo on mainstream media that the prices are crazy. I've seen them as low as 47 cents a pound in Rhode Island, which is unusual. Like I said before, you can't buy a can of soda for 47 cents.
Right.
So what people could do is buy a couple of smaller birds and put them in the freezer. Make sure they're frozen and then into the freezer. A lot of people take the turkey home, put it in the refrigerator, and say, I don't think I'm going to want it. I'm going to throw it in the freezer. Well, you're causing an issue because all of that ice that was on the turkey has melted, even though it's in a Cryovac bag. Once you put it back in the freezer, it freezes, but it becomes crystallized, and that's when you have a breakdown of it actually becomes and it decays the turkey. So that's one of the issues that people should understand.
So if you buy a frozen turkey, don't put it in the fridge and then back in the freezer.
Exactly. You should ever do a refreeze. Matter of fact, you go into some stores, they'll even tell you go, especially in the seafood department, they'll say previously frozen. So you don't know how long it was in the temp zone where it was thawed out. So that's the only thing you have to be careful of. But people are not going the old, as I call it, the old American Gothic turkey, where dad comes out with the turkey parade and you got the big smile on his face. Now you're seeing people do some other things with it, where they're doing what's called spatchcocking, where they cut the backbone out. And so when you go to lay out the bird, the legs, the thighs, and the breasts are all equal in stature on the platter, and they cook up easier. People don't realize the turkeys now, they're telling people on the bag, and I've seen these in all the stores. I read labels like a nutcase, and they said that they say that they're telling you how much turkey per pound. So the average turkey is 1.5 pounds per person, which doesn't sound like much, but it's all bone. Mm-hmm. And then they'll tell you the temperature to take it out, which is 170, which is really a little crazy because the pop-ups that come out of the turkeys, they're set at 180. So when a person takes a turkey out at 180 and that thing pops, the turkey's done, and then it's going to cook another 8 to 10 degrees as it's the carryover cooking, the turkey breast is going to shred. It's going to be terrible because turkey legs and turkey thighs, especially with poultry, we use the term bulletproof, which means you can cook them a long time. A turkey cooked or a chicken cooked at 161, 162 is going to carry over. It's going to be moist and delicious. A turkey thigh and a leg that cooks at the same temperature is going to be tough. The longer you cook it, and I do chicken thighs, I'll do a chicken thigh to about 185 to 190 degrees because the proteins will gelatinize, and they're like strands. They're like a twisted mop. Then they unstrand. I know it sounds technical, but it is difficult because people say, well, the turkey breast is nice, but the legs and the thighs are a little bit chewy. And really, legs are difficult. On a big turkey, there's a lot of cartilage in there. Yeah. So, that's why you're seeing a lot of people are going for breasts. But now you look at the turkeys, now you should read the package because now they pump them, or they're pumping them for years, pumping them with a solution. I've seen them as high as 15%. So take the weight of the turkey, take your calculator, go times 15. That'll tell you how much solution's in there. And then it'll tell you what the solution is. And there were some crazy things in that thing, Mario. Oh, yeah. And I've seen it as low as 6. A fresh turkey doesn't have those. A fresh killed turkey, that means you get it in the package. They do sell fresh turkeys in the store. They're still in Cryovac. I ran into a lady in the market, and she was asking me yesterday, as a matter of fact. She said, I want a fresh turkey. This is a fresh turkey. I said, look at the directions. It's already been pumped up. Even though it's fresh, it hasn't been frozen. Yet, I said, feel around the legs. I said, what do you feel? She's like, I feel ice. I said, well, they have to keep them so cold that any moisture that's on the turkey will freeze.
Right. The big age-old question is, when do I start defrosting a turkey?
People think it's 5 pounds per day. Not even close. Okay, you take anybody that has a 20-pound turkey, you've got to get it out. Let's see, Thanksgiving is Thursday.
Yeah.
You've got to get it out Saturday or Sunday.
For a 20
Put it in the
pound.
bottom of the refrigerator. Don't put it on the top shelf in case the bag has a crack in it. It'll leak all turkey juice all over everything. It takes that long. Trust me, I cooked thousands of turkeys all my life, and they take a long time. They say, well, 5 pounds per day doesn't work.
No, you got to go longer.
Because when you look at a turkey in the package, first of all, it's in vacuum. Second of all, when they put it, they contract the legs and the thighs. They jam it into the side of the turkey. The turkey breast might be partially thawed, but the thigh and underneath the side is going to be frozen because it's like you hold your arms against your body. They can't thaw it.
And in terms of cooking, what's the norm or the standard for cooking it?
Technically, if you go by, I use USDA guidelines, and it's, chefs, we do things, but we have to be careful on how do we mention them. But normally, turkey shouldn't go in the oven any lower than 350 degrees. I remember my father, God rest his soul, they used to cook a turkey, put it on at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I remember my mother used to get up early, like
I
4 in the
can't figure
morning.
it out. We didn't eat until 4 in the afternoon. I said, this poor turkey's going to petrify in the oven. But
so it's how long per pound or something like that? Is there a
generally about 16 to 18 minutes a pound tops. People are backing off of stuffing now.
Okay, I was going to ask you.
Stuffing is delicious. I like it. As a matter of fact, we did it on the show,
yes.
And I'm doing it as a demo tonight in Warwick for a group of people. But the thing with stuffing is when you put it into the turkey, now you're limited because the stuff, which is great. People like it. I'm not getting away from it, but you cannot get every drop of stuffing out of that carcass. It gets wedged in the bones, and it, if you want to take and save this to make a turkey stock, it gets kind of colored. It gets drabby in color. Better off make the dressing on the side.
On the side, you
Yes.
call it dressing on the side.
Dressing on the side. The turkey's going to cook a lot quicker. But like I said before, you're seeing a lot of people spatchcock, and they're going to be very, very careful. Watch it go to Google or YouTube and look at it because those turkeys are tough. And you try to cut a knife, the last thing you want to do is end up with a good slice in your hand.
Ugh,
You'll be very careful.
What about deep frying? Is that still popular?
You don't see deep. You see, I've gone into Lowe's and I've seen the deep frying tanks, and I've seen some of the stores are carrying the oil. People are backing off. The oil is very, very expensive. You need about almost 5 gallons of oil, and you have to know what you're doing. Because first of all, you put a frozen turkey in oil, automatic explosion.
Yeah.
I mean, plus people do it in their garage, bad sign. They can do it. You should do it out on your garage, on the pavement. Put a cardboard box under it to catch any oil, because oil's going to come flying out, and you're only going to soil your driveway. It takes approximately 5 minutes to lower a turkey, which has to be thawed out and dry, into the fat. You just can't drop it in. You got to gradually put it down, because that oil, you've got about 4 gallons of oil, and that oil is running at 350 to, actually it's supposed to start at 375, because as you're putting the turkey in, the heat is decreasing. So in order to compensate for the lost time. But I haven't done a fried turkey in years, but Mario, my opinion, you can't touch it.
It's the best.
It
isn't
is.
I know. I've had it before. I've done it in my family. My brother's done it, and it's great. What about brining? Is that good?
Okay, people try to brine a turkey. You can't brine a store-bought turkey. They've already been pumped up with 15. I've seen it 15, 8.5, 6, 9%. You can't put. It's like taking a sponge, soaking it in water, then try to take the sponge and put it into a bucket. It can't absorb any more water. The bird cannot absorb anything. If you get a fresh turkey, you can brine it, because brining, what that does, all the salt solution does is it keeps the meat moist. I do that with chicken. I'll take a chicken breast, I'll put light salt and pepper, I'll put it in the refrigerator at the beginning of the day and go about my business. At night, I'll take the breast and I'll cook it, saute it, grill it. It'll be as moist as tender. The salt definitely is a characteristic trait today, especially in cooking. It's even more so that people have to be careful, because people are having salt issues.
Yeah, right. What about the turkeys in the bag? They still do that?
I haven't seen a turkey. They do sell the bags, but I mean, that's, first of all, it's like putting a turkey into it's like a bomb. I mean, the bag blows up, people nick that bag, guess what kind of air is coming out? Steam.
Yeah.
And you can get burned. You got to know what you're doing with that.
Yeah. So what's the best way to do? Do you do something, you rub the turkey with anything when you put it in, or no?
I'll take the turkey and I'll just a little bit of olive oil. I'll put a little bit of salt on the outside. because salt will penetrate in a 24-hour time frame. Put in the refrigerator uncovered. So you're going to take the turkey out the next day or 2 days later, it's going to look like blotchy. The skin's going, what happened to this bird? Trust me, you go to roast that turkey, that skin, people are going to fight for the skin. They forget the turkey. They're going to fight for the skin.
That's my favorite part.
It is.
I've seen on some of those cooking shows, they put like butter or something or oil underneath the skin.
What you do is you take your index finger and your index finger and the middle finger, and you start from the top of the breast, and you kind of wiggle your fingers down the breast, go all the way down, and then you go around the legs and thighs, and you take softened butter. It's kind of like putting suntan lotion on.
Yeah.
You rub it all over the turkey. But people should look, and you can look at this at Google, lift the back of where the neck is. The wishbone is there. It's very, very easy to take a knife and cut that wishbone out, because when you go to slice that breast, you're not going to run into any bone. It's going to cook perfect.
Yeah. Now, we had some fun recipes on Studio 10 that were a little different than the traditional items that people have. Instead of regular mashed potatoes, you did a loaded sweet potatoes, mashed potato. Tell us kind of what that was.
Okay, everybody likes mashed potatoes. Everybody likes sweet potatoes. We'll combine them both. My family likes the white potato. They call it double baked or double stuffed, whatever. We did it with the sweet potato. And when people get them, remember, people have to understand one thing. There's no such thing as a yam in the store. A yam is it's a marketing term. A yam is about a 7-8 foot piece of vegetable. You don't see it. Only in certain ethnic stores you're going to find this. But they're sweet potatoes, so they put sweet potato yam. People say, I think I'll get a yam. You're buying a sweet potato. It's a marketing tactic. And I'm not going to get on I'm not going to fight with the markets. But I think the Beauregard is one of the best potato. And also I think we did one with the Japanese yam. Now, Japanese yam is a garnet, and the inside is snow white. And it's so sweet, it's unbelievable. But we have the recipe on the
we have it on
the
website.
site, and it tells you, because sweet potato skin is very thin, and you want it when you cut it and you take the meat out, take the flesh out. You want it, you put it back in. You don't want the shell to collapse on you. It's just another way of doing things.
And you mixed it with what? The inside stuff. You mixed it with, I know bacon was one.
Oh, yeah, we put bacon. Why don't I do bacon? I'm going to keep you happy. I don't want you to get, I don't want my sidekick getting mad at me. But we did bacon, and I believe we put sour cream. Sour cream went into it.
And it was I like the texture. Was moist.
It was. It has a nice taste to it. But like I said, people use the old sweet potato where they bake them.
Yeah.
And then
I think you had some vegetables too popped up, like a pepper or onion chopped up.
Yes, I diced peppers, finely chopped.
Yeah.
When people cook a baked potato, sweet potato, they should take either a bamboo skewer, if they're not or a toothpick or a fork. Be very careful and punch a few holes into this thing, because sweet potatoes contain a lot of sugar, and the sugar creates steam. And then you leave them there too long in the oven, and they actually burst. Yeah. And they'll split, and you're going to go, I got to clean my oven. Then you got a mess on your hands. So
you made me a delicious dessert that really takes the pumpkin pie and kicks it up a notch. It was a pumpkin mousse tart, right?
That was a pumpkin mousse tart. That's on the website. Yeah. And I did that. I did that again for an event, and that came out really nice. It's a Biscoff. Biscoff cookie is a cookie comes from not Austria. I can't. Iceland. I can't remember. Austria.
Is it Austria?
The guy named that creator name was Biscoff. So I don't know. You got to Google him. You find who it is.
Yeah. Is it Scandinavian? I can't remember.
And what you do is you take and you grind it, and you add butter to it and cinnamon, and you pack it into a tart shell. Then you make the filling, and then it comes out it's not like a typical inch and a half pumpkin pie. This is about a half-inch thick, and it just the food. It's out of this world. You put whipped cream on it.
Oh, so
And
good.
Here's the funniest thing: people think everybody eats Thanksgiving dinner, and everybody's fast asleep. They blaming the turkey. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There is tryptophan in turkey. There is a little more tryptophan in chicken than turkey. But when you eat turkey, if you're eating just turkey, nothing else, you're not going to fall asleep. What are you munching on? Potatoes, beans. What is that? Carb, and more
sweets,
carbs.
Yeah.
And that's what then, of course, you back that in with gravy, and then you back that in with a half a dozen desserts. No wonder you're going to fall asleep. So you can't blame the turkey.
Is it hard to make your own gravy?
No,
or
it isn't.
No.
No. If you go, some of the stores now sell turkey parts. They'll sell the wings. They'll sell partial drumsticks. They'll sell the tail of the turkey. You need, and then they'll sell the necks. You need to roast those separately. What they get nice and brown, and you make them just like they were a chicken stock. There's not enough. If you take a turkey that's pumped, all the solution in the pan, which is a lot, is all salted water. That makes a terrible gravy.
Yeah.
You need brown. One turkey is not going to give you enough liquid.
So you got to get the parts separately,
Exactly.
roast them. And
Some
make
people
them.
like the giblets. I don't care for the giblets. People like the gizzard. Not my bag.
Yeah. Awesome. Any last words of advice for folks for Thanksgiving?
No, Mario, just take your time, research. Today, if you did this 25 years ago, people went crazy. All right, today you just sit in front of your computer, or pull out your phone and hit Google, or YouTube, and they'll explain everything. I mean, we do a lot of information. They have sites. Trust me, you go to a site on YouTube, type a specific question. What is the best range for me to cook my turkey time? And it'll tell you, and they're on the money.
Awesome. All right, so for the recipes that we mentioned here that the chef made on Studio 10, you can go to our website, turnto10.com/studio10. We have them posted there. Chef, thank you so much.
Mario,
Happy
you're welcome.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
I'm thankful for you that every week you come in and feed
Mario,
me.
I've been doing this now in this coming March. It's 26 years.
Wow.
People can't believe it's been that long.
It's been as long almost as I've been at the station.
And
so.
it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we love having you and
Thank
look forward
you.
to much, much more. All right, Chef Frank Terranova from A Classic Cooking, our favorite guy. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving, and hopefully you'll definitely go, mmm.